Welcome back to Behind the Curtain. Sunny Fox is here again, swinging in with more secrets. What happened next, Sunny?
Hey, good to see you again. Man, I wasn't sure I'd make it back after last time. My head's been spinning ever since I spilled that first story. I told you I'd started poking around, right? Well, I did, and oh boy, it kicked up a storm I wasn't ready for. After finding that note about offshore accounts in her trailer, I couldn't just sit still. My gut was screaming at me to dig deeper. I mean, I'm Sunny Fox, the guy who's supposed to swing in and save the day, right? But this wasn't some fun adventure anymore. It was like I'd tripped into a pit I couldn't climb out of. I kept that little scrap of paper tucked in my pocket, and every time I brushed past it, I'd think of her, those big, scared eyes telling me to be careful. So I started asking questions, real sneaky, like figuring I'd play it cool and see what shook loose. But let me tell you, the second I opened my mouth, things got weird fast, way weirder than I ever expected.
Weird how?
Okay, picture this. I'm still on that same movie set, trying to act normal, hauling gear, cracking jokes, keeping my red shirt and green pants bouncing around like nothing's up. But inside, I'm a mess. My brain's buzzing with that note, those numbers I'd scribbled from the budget files. So one day, I sidle up to this sound guy I'd gotten chummy with, Rick, big beard, always munching on pretzels. I figure he's safe, right? I go, "Hey, Rick, ever notice anything funny with the cash around here?" Real casual, just tossing it out like small talk. He freezes mid-bite, pretzel halfway to his mouth, and gives me this look like I'd just kicked his dog or something. Then he mutters, "Sunny, don't go there," and walks off fast, leaving me standing there like a dope. I shrug it off. Maybe he's just grumpy, right? But then it keeps happening. I ask a lighting tech, super chill dude, same thing. She clams up, says, "Don't be stupid, Sunny," and bolts. Even the craft services lady who'd always sneak me extra cookies starts avoiding me, like I've got some plague. It's like the whole set turned into this creepy ghost town overnight. People whispering, dodging me, giving me these sideways glances that made my fur stand on end. I'm thinking, what the heck did I step into?
Did anyone give you answers?
Answers? I wish. Most folks just shut me down. But one guy actually said something, and it flipped my world upside down. It was late, after another long shoot, and I'm swinging around cleaning up, feeling like a total outcast by now. This old grip guy Tony, grizzled dude with hands like sandpaper, he catches me alone near the props shed. I'd asked him earlier, just a quick, "Hey, Tony, anything weird going on?" And he'd brushed me off like everyone else. But this time, he grabs my arm hard and pulls me into the shadows. His voice is all raspy, like he's scared to even say it, and he goes, "Sunny, you're a good kid, so listen close, stop asking, or you'll end up like her." I'm like who? But I already knew. He looks around, eyes darting, and whispers, "The girl who overdosed. It wasn't drugs, it was them. They don't mess around when you dig too deep." My knees went weak, I stammered, "Them who?" But he just shook his head, said, "You'll see soon enough," and shuffled off into the dark. I stood there, ropes dangling, feeling like the ground just dropped out from under me. Tony wasn't some conspiracy nut. He'd been around forever, seen it all. If he was scared, this was real. That's when it hit me. She didn't just die. She was taken out, and I'd stumbled right into whatever got her. They don't mess around when you dig too deep. My knees went weak, I stammered, "Them who?" But he just shook his head, said, "You'll see soon enough," and shuffled off into the dark. I stood there, ropes dangling, feeling like the ground just dropped out from under me. Tony wasn't some conspiracy nut. He'd been around forever, seen it all. If he was scared, this was real. That's when it hit me. She didn't just die. She was taken out, and I'd stumbled right into whatever got her.
What did you do after Tony's warning?
After that, I freaked out. Man, what else could I do? I mean, I'm Sunny Fox, the guy who's supposed to be all bouncy and brave, but Tony's words hit me like a truck. I didn't sleep that night, just sat there in my tiny apartment, staring at that note, replaying what he said. They don't mess around. Who's they? I kept picturing her laughing one day, gone the next, and now Tony's raspy voice was stuck in my head too. Part of me wanted to drop it, just swing away and pretend I never saw that trailer, never found that note. But I couldn't, my dumb curiosity wouldn't let me. So I got sneaky. I stopped asking out loud, figured that was a one-way ticket to trouble, and started watching instead. I'd linger after shoots, pretending to tidy up, keeping my big orange head low. And that's when I noticed it, the suits. These guys in slick black outfits started showing up. Not crew, not actors, just randoms with cold eyes and hushed voices. They'd huddle with the studio boss in corners, passing envelopes, nodding like they owned the place. One night, I got too close, hid behind some crates, heart pounding, and caught a snippet. The next payments due, make sure it's clean. Clean? That word stuck with me. I didn't know what it meant yet, but it felt dirty, you know? Like whatever they were doing, it wasn't just about movies anymore. Tony wasn't some conspiracy nut, he'd been around forever, seen it all. If he was scared, this was real. That's when it hit me, she didn't just die. She was taken out, and I'd stumbled right into whatever got her.
Where's this heading, Sonny?
Where's it heading? Man, I wish I knew. I'm still piecing it together, but it's bigger than I can wrap my head around. Those suits, that talk of clean payments, it's all tied to what she found. I can feel it. I'm scared, you know? Every shadow makes me jump, every creak in the floor has me swinging for the ceiling. But I can't stop now, I've gotta figure out who they are, what they're hiding. Next time, I'll tell you what happened when I got too close to one of those suits. Spoiler, it nearly got me caught.